We'll just wait for that to connect. Okay, welcome everybody to the August 10th, 2026 regular council meeting here at the town of the Pas. We just want to start off by acknowledging we're gathered tonight again on Treaty 5 territory, which is the ancestral lands of our good friends and neighbors, the Opaskwayak Cree Nation, as well as many other Indigenous people, and as well as the homeland of the Red River Métis. With that, I'll call the meeting to order. Looks like all of council is in attendance tonight. We don't have an appointed youth councillor at this time. Somebody should have a resolution to adopt the agenda.
I do. Any additions? Seeing none, moved by myself, second by Councillor Allen, the agenda be adopted as presented.
Questions? Seeing none, all question, all in favor? All none against? Carried. I'll go on my pen doesn't work. So the resolution for confirmation of the minutes.
Resolution number 2026-127, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Hopper. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting of July 13th, 2026 be hereby approved, all statutory declarations having been complied with.
Any comments, questions regarding the minutes? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? None? Carried. Okay, always like, before we get started, we always like to have a little bit of a recognition period of all the great things that are happening in our community. So does anybody want to share anything? I can start off. I attended Cantera's walk on, back with dates, but a few days ago on a Thursday. There's a great way of recognizing and supporting her family, and and recognizing the challenge that her family has not had closure, and the person responsible is brought to justice, but also a great display by the Pembina Valley Red Dress Project, I believe it was called. Great music, great event down at the Devon Park. So if anybody's out and about next year, it's great. I've seen some familiar faces that were there, but you should take it in. It's a great night to be able to recognize and support each other with all the challenges with that.
This comment you mentioned earlier about how busy our community is, and what we have right here with us tonight are the hub of our community, volunteers, all the various organizations that are going to be recognized here shortly by giving donations back from town to the organizations and volunteers. This week we have OID, we have rodeo, and there's a few other things going on, but it's busy and it is community, and you are a great representation. So thank you all very much for the time you put in, and it's not easy. I look at some of you, and you've been doing things like Val handyman for many years, and others have, again, you're all well worth the effort you put in. So it's much appreciated by not only by the families that you affect, but the community as a whole. So thank you for that.
Well said. Any other comments?
Yeah, I've got two. One, I'd like to thank our local Rotary Club for sponsoring the RILA event that goes on down at the Anglican Memorial Church, or a campground. Many kids from our community go, so I'd like to thank them. Rotary Youth Leadership Awards is what it's called, so that's nice to see. And second one, a little bit of a shout out to Jolene and Aaron for the Blizzard reunion, 30-year reunion. Nice to see how many guys from the 1996 on years came and supported the community again, that really put the team that this town represents on the map. Well, nice to see them.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, anybody else have anything? Seeing none, just to move along here, under our citizens period, we'll get started with the Paul Grants presentation. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of great organizations, lots run by volunteers. And just what we'll do is we'll sort of get a group photo at the end if everybody doesn't mind. But just to sort of highlight for those that are watching, Ronald McDonald House is where for a grant, giving them $2,500 or being provided a grant of $2,500. The Paw Arts Council, $8,500. Regional Immigrant Services, $4,000. The Paw Regional Library, $167,000. Tricom Recycling, $152,000. Cranberry Portage Winterfest, $500. MVCI Arts Program, $750. Northern Manitoba Trappers Festival, $750, and there's also a lot of in-kind that comes with the Trappers Festival. The Paw Roadrunners are $500. Tri-Community Pride, $1,000. The Paw Handy Band, $30,000. And I think, Val, what's that?
Generally, the town has given us 20. I think
Oh,
in that check, there
so,
might be 10,000 from the mobility advantage.
yeah, it'll be the total.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
I thought maybe
10,000 for the mobility advantage and 20,000 for operating.
I thought it was founded in Instagram.
Hey, ask, is all you gotta do is ask. We talked to you about that. The Paw Animal Shelter, $15,000, and again, another great organization. I know lots of hard work done by lots of volunteers to provide much needed service. $5,000 to Pasqua Agricultural Society. OID, Opasqua Indigenous Days, $500. Tribe Community Foundation, again, another lots of hard work done by Jill at the start, I remember, and many other people now, $25,000. And the Pawn Area Horse Association for $3,034, which, well, but that's what it is. So congratulations to all of you guys. And maybe what we can do is, we'll just hand out the checks here. You wanna take a couple around and just pass them around down there? And then maybe what we could get is, maybe Sam, you can come on this side and we can take a picture that way or somewhere. Maybe we'll have to take a picture that way. We'll go over there.
We'll go stand by the doorway
Yeah.
here.
Are we passing them out?
Yeah, can you just pass them around? Yeah. Like, hand them out to the peoples?
In addition to all the grants that are out here, that doesn't include the bursaries that we do every June for the UCN and MBCI.
Library. Arts Council. Interfest, Library, I'm not sure if they're here. Okay, so maybe, Sam, we can, maybe council can come over here and we can stand here, make it easier and get a quick picture. For anybody that's getting checks and, you want to make that. Come on in, guys. Then we look at each other. Our human intent.
Maybe,
Come on in.
Oh my goodness, I there were some colors under there by the way.
Yeah.
I know Gary's trying to get me injured.
Down. You guys are safe and artists on there for us, and there's no way my okay. Definitely passing the front.
Is that?
This way people are getting there.
Hey, come on here. Howdy. Right here, Roger. Come on.
Oh, I was afraid of.
Come on.
A little bit tighter, let's let me try.
You see this thing just looking guy here?
I just go tight. Want to push out Charlotte a little bit here? Sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. And you guys have to stay for the entire meeting, I know. The check's on the ballot, I'm not sure.
I stood in past the pillar, but you're right. It's funny to see. Yeah, it's like, I'm great. It's wrong. Good thing I didn't stand up.
Oh. Thank you, guys. Okay. Ready? Keep going here. Anybody else from citizen period? Herb, did you have something for citizen period?
Since you brought it up, I just wanted to touch base on that.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, come on up.
Doing a great job on the flowers. Great job on the flowers.
Yeah, so I'm all, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I came in because I'm watering plants, so I just watered the ones on by the town office again. Since the removal of the benches, those are the only plants in town that are getting sat on.
Okay.
Regular.
Sat on.
Oh, yeah, I just picked it, like, again, I get to water them if Kathy was here, she'd be the neighbor, 100%, she treats them like her kids. And they're sitting on those ones out there and they're getting flattened. Generally speaking, all the others are left alone, a little bit of garbage, but no vandalism or damage.
You mentioned to me one time how many gallons of water.
200 gallons every time I fill it, and it takes me about 3 hours,
200 gallons, how many times a week?
twice a week, depending on the weather. Yeah, when we had that heat spell, we were 3 times.
In front of Kavalka's, they're sitting on the.
Yeah, getting lots of compliments on, but that's good to know.
Yeah, just so you know, there was, when you move the bench.
Yeah.
Sitting on plants.
That one was damaged.
Yeah, I'll see if there's any warranty.
That's why I picked up I mean, just on the, there's lots of pros and cons with that, we get it, and we understand, and we gotta sort of balance what we believe as a council and as an administration to do what we think is gonna have the biggest impact, so we know that it's gonna impact some. But one bench was actually smashed out there, it did have a big chunk of concrete missing out of it. The other one that was requested to be removed at the post office, had other challenges that were going along with it. I do think that we have a beautiful community and we have lots of places for people to sit and enjoy the scenery. I don't think long-term that should be always our approach, is to remove things. But it is, sort of back to the old crime reduction by environmental design. Sometimes you gotta do what you don't wanna do, but you gotta do it anyway, so.
Yeah, this is the end of our contract this summer.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the council's plan is going forward. If you were looking for recommendations after doing it for 4 years, we can provide you. with
No,
some.
for sure.
Something that Gary has touched on, something that we grossly underestimated was the amount of water it requires. They need water, right? And it's at least 200. My truck has 200 gallons of water in the back of it right now, right? By the time I get home, it'll be gone. And I might not have quite enough, but we'll see. But the hanging pots, they really are inadequate. They're too small. If you happen to go to the Kikiwak, we did the ones at the Kikiwak, and you'll see a whole different bowl, different performance out of the plants, The plants
Yeah.
don't cost more than what you're paying now. You have to pay a little bit more money for a bigger bowl, but it has a bigger reservoir, more working area. You'll have a much nicer product.
Yeah.
Additionally, we did it as a test, so at the post office corner, there's 2 brackets that are hanging above, right? So we bought those and we bought 2 bigger pots to try out just to see how it works. It's not super expensive when you consider the size of your budget. But I would suggest putting those on the light standards and getting rid of those god awful meter posts.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if you walk the streets and you look at it, the meter posts are somewhere this way and this way, somewhere this
Yeah.
way. Some are missing, it's not a good presentation.
No,
And you're not talking, big money to hang them on the light standards. Other communities do it, it's very nice.
No, I think that council would welcome a recommendation at the end of the season, Herb, and I think that, I can't see why we wouldn't have some sort of arrangements
Yeah.
and going like that going forward. Yeah, and then there's just one other note on those park benches, so like we talk about that environmental design, there was also some, because I was on vacation and instead of, I was getting lots of comments and pictures but the ones that were in the compound that you went in and looked at, those were not the same ones that were taken out of place. Those ones were placed along the walking paths, back in the time. And the little emblems that are on there where people bought, those are still in service, the ones that are done. These are, I think, spares, so.
Yeah, I trust me, I understand how difficult the situation can be, I get it. I don't believe that just by removing stuff fixes the problem.
No,
I think all you really do is you transfer the problem. And, I think we need to get a little more proactive on how we deal with some of these
Yep.
challenges. We just got back, we did our Western Canada tour visiting the grandkids, and lots of communities have similar issues that we do. And some of them are doing a good job.
Yeah.
Managing it. And,
No, I agree.
we make a point, we're very religious about this. When there's people on the street who are walking, we talk and visit.
Yeah.
All the time. And we've been very lucky, there's been no vandalism.
Yeah, no,
Right, very lucky.
No, I
So,
agree.
Question on the pots.
yeah,
We get bigger ones, what do we do with the smaller ones?
put more out. Do you get to Nipawin? So Nipawin does a good job. And, we were there just yesterday, or to believe it. And in some of their corners, they have 2 and 3 pots at one corner, right? The bigger ones. And they put on a nice show and they built a really nice, flower planter down the middle of the street. When you turn where the old Chicken Village used to be, right there by the car dealership, and they do a nice job.
When we put out contenders for that, I can't remember exactly how it went. Do we tell you how many pots need to be filled?
Mhm.
Yes, it's big.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, thanks, Herb.
Okay, guys, so
Yeah.
thank you for the check on behalf of the animal shelter.
Oh, yeah, no,
We
thanks.
got our property tax bill today, so your timing is good.
Yeah, that's perfect, yeah. Keep your fingers crossed. Sorry, I missed our online person here. Did they want to talk now or?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Whenever.
All right, now you can start. I have Council here.
Can I share my screen? And you said that I have about 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
This is-
To just do a little presentation, but first I wanted to start by saying thank you for the generous support. And we serve a lot of families from the pond area, and the presentation will show you that. And so on behalf of Ronald McDonald House Manitoba and all the families we serve, I want to say thank you. My name's Wendy Galligan, I'm the CEO, and I'm really honored to present to you, Mr. Mayor, and the members of council on behalf of our organization. So Ola, I can share my screen, right?
Yes.
Do that. Sure. You see that on the screen?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Is that good?
yeah, that's good.
Awesome. So we have proudly been supporting families from the Paw and area and across Manitoba and Northwestern Ontario since 1984. That's when our mission first started locally, but we are part of a global mission. The first house opened in Philadelphia in 1974, and today there are over 700 programs around the world. And we have 260 chapters in 62 countries and regions. And it's because when families are faced with childhood illness or injury, they need to be together. It's a universal need for families to be together when they have a sick or injured child. And so that first house opened in Philadelphia, and now today, it is an incredible mission that's supporting families where and when they need it most. In Canada, there are 16 pediatric centers of excellence. And so when families across provinces need to travel to receive care that is acute or serious or an emergency and that can't be, cared for at the local level, at the regional level, or the local level, community level, they're coming to those centers of excellence. So there are 16 houses attached to those 16 centers of excellence across Canada and 21 family rooms. And the difference between houses and family rooms are that houses are standalone facilities that are supporting rural families, and family rooms are directly located within the hospital that are serving both city families and rural families. And so in Manitoba, our house opened in 1984, 10 years after that first house opened. And then in 2010, we opened our family room program. So we're proudly supporting families from across Winnipeg, the entire province, and Northwestern Ontario as those families are coming to receive the care that they need. We recently opened our new house in September of 2024. And that was because one family turned away was too many. And between 2019 and 2021, we turned away almost 400 families. And so even though it was a global pandemic and we built our new house over teams, it was a $21 million capital campaign. We grew from 14 bedrooms to 40 and from 11,000 square feet to 60. It was a journey that we were proud to be on so that we could support more families. And our purpose around the world is caring for families with children who are ill or injured. And our global vision is a world where every family has what they need to ensure the best healthcare outcomes for their child. And our mission is that we're providing, as families come from communities into Winnipeg, into other communities outside of their home, we're providing all the essential services that remove barriers, strengthen families, and promote healing when children need healthcare. And our values, we lead with compassion, we are deeply respectful, and we act with integrity with everything that we do across our mission, and that we're firmly committed to our care and service to families. I wanted to show you our 2025 mission impact of what we're achieving across the province. And so in 2025, we supported 2008 families. And those were with overnight accommodations and day use program. And that was a 23% increase year over year. And those families were provided with 10,905 nights of accommodation. So at our new house, we have 40 bedrooms. And at that family room within HSC Children's Hospital that are serving some of the most critical cases, we have 4 sleeping rooms and then a robust day use program. So that was pretty flat year over year in terms of the nights of accommodation. In terms of the communities served, those families came from 315 communities across Manitoba and Northwestern Ontario. And we saw about a 10% lift in more communities served in 2025 over 2024. Our friends at RBC did an economic impact study. And we've known right from opening the doors that we provide an incredible community of care and compassion that is supporting the overall physical, mental, emotional well-being of families. But our donors and our partners were asking what kind of an economic impact did we have on families. And so the value that we offer to a family on a daily basis with accommodations, meals, parking, transportation, programming, healthcare kits, day-to-day essentials is approximately $400 per family per day. And so in 2025 alone, we saved Manitoba and Northwestern Ontario families over $4.4 million in out-of-pocket expenses while they were staying with us to care for their ill or injured child. And I know that this slide, especially the one on the right, is a little small, but really wanted to give you just a highlight of where those families, those 2008 families came from. So 63% come from rural Manitoba, 27% come from Winnipeg, 7% come from Northwestern Ontario, and then 3% are other. And when it's other, it means from time to time, there are Saskatchewan families that are coming to Winnipeg for specifically oncology, so work that Cancer Care Manitoba is doing. We have 2 immunocompromised suites for bone marrow transplant and solid organ transplant. And so those families are staying approximately 100 days post-surgery. And a lot of times those Saskatchewan families are coming to Winnipeg because that's where the specialty care is. Similar to how our families in Manitoba are traveling to Edmonton or Toronto for cardiology. And so just gives you a snapshot, but every community is represented on there in terms of the heart represents a community, and then within the heart is the number of families that we supported. And I know that those numbers are impressive when we look at them as a whole, but I understand who I'm presenting to, so I wanted to drill it down as to your community. So the pod surrounding area, and when we say surrounding area, we took a 260-kilometer radius. There were 138 families served from 24 communities, and that totaled 1,205 nights of accommodation. So the savings for families in communities from the pod surrounding area were 306,147. And I do have the numbers here if you want to drill it down even deeper to just the pod. There were 56 families, 465 nights of accommodation, and 182,900 in terms of savings for families in your community.
Is very impressive.
Yeah, the data is impressive, but it is. But we really look at it like one family at a time, because when we look at our data and our stats, it is impressive, but it's really one family's journey at a time, because at the heart of everything that we do, it's family, right? So that's really what we're all about. So today I'm here to say thank you for your support and recognizing the work that we do to support families. And I am happy to address any questions that you may have. I'm going to stop sharing.
Councillor Hopper?
Just two questions. First of all, I didn't realize you were as big as an organization as you are, talking worldwide and all of that. So appreciate behalf of the families, all the work you've done in our area. How does the process work for application if the family wants to apply for accommodations and assistance? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we work really closely with our hospital partners. And so all the referrals come from our hospital partners. So they come from the social workers, they come from the doctors, they come from the clinics in your local community, or they come from the charge nurses when a child is admitted. So they know where that family's from. They know if they're a Winnipeg family and they can stay locally, or they know if they're a rural family and they need support. I would say that the healthcare system, if we didn't exist, they would have to create us, because the healthcare system does an incredible job of taking care of the patient. The healthcare outcomes in pediatric medicine are incredible. When we opened, 1 in 5 oncology patients were surviving, and today 4 in 5 are surviving. So the medical advancements are incredible, but there's a gap in who takes care of the family, right? And our founder, her name was Dr. Audrey Evans from Philadelphia. She was a leader in pediatric oncology and pediatric medicine, and she said that a family with a sick child is a sick family. And it's true, it impacts the entire family. And so if we take care of the family, that can help the outcomes for the child.
Second question is financial dependency, is that the main factor, or is it the severity of the child that may be sick? How do you decide who gets picked?
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. Thankfully, we're in this big, beautiful new house in your visit when you're in Winnipeg. Thankfully, we don't have to do that very often in terms of turning away family. We don't take a reservation like we never know what our occupancy is. Tonight we have 29 families with us. Tomorrow we're expecting a few more. So of those 40 bedrooms, about 32 of them will be filled by tomorrow morning. And so as we get more referrals, the people are checking out, they're going home.
Okay.
So if we are full, we have a hotel partnership with HSV Canada and one with Sandman Hotel, that a family can stay there temporarily. But to answer your question, if we get to the point where we're full or we only have one room left, we would look at a family from the pod and a family from Selkirk, and we would say, the family from the pod is traveling a much greater distance, and maybe the acuity of the child is higher, so then we would have to make those tough decisions.
Great.
We don't like to make those decisions, but sometimes it's necessary.
And with your partnerships with the other two hotels, that's not likely to happen. So Good.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
And I love your big cafe up there. We can't talk about Ronald McDonald House without talking about, McDonald's.
Well,
That first house opened in Philadelphia, McDonald's was a partner. And so, Daryl Silly, I'm sure that some of you may know Daryl as our local owner operator, McDonald's owner operator in the Paw and Flin Flon. He's been a longtime supporter, and McDonald's provides approximately 25 to 35% of our operating budget year over year over year. So as a charity, to know that that is happening, it's pretty incredible support. But there's 65 to 75% that we raise on our own, and it's, one of the reasons why we're so thankful for your support.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Council, did you have a question?
I have a comment. I accessed Ronald McDonald House approximately 18 years ago. And it was honestly, it was a block away from HSC or possibly 2 blocks away. And just the convenience of the location and it felt like home. I just want to say, like, it felt like home. The other people who unfortunately needed to access the service because, no, I don't like to hear that you're full, but I'd like to hear that you're full, right? Because it means that there's sick children. So I guess basically what I'm trying to say is I really appreciate everything that Ronald McDonald did for myself and my family and all the other families in Manitoba as well as Ontario. So thank you.
Thank you for your comment. We have an incredible team that is doing an incredible job supporting families. You would have stayed at the original house, right? So, as I say, when you're in Winnipeg, come and see the new house.
There were not,
amazing.
there were not 48 rooms where I stayed. This was a very, very long time ago. Yes.
No, there were 14, so they often were full.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that information with us, and we're glad that we can continue to support and, if annually what we mention to others, that if there's, if we have the means and people apply to us early enough and get into the process, our administration is very good to ensure that we can get funding to the organizations that truly do need it and support, the values of our community. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And I just wanted to mention that one of our board members, Michael Warren, he's with TD. He will be in town on the August 25th.
Okay.
Between about 4 to 5, and he's happy to stop into service, Mr. Mayor, and see you and accept the check on behalf of Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just stop into the office and I know Bola, our CAO is here. So for sure, if I'm not around, somebody will be around and we can have a chat.
So is between 4 to 5 on the 25th, does that work?
Sure, as long as it's not a Saturday or Sunday.
Before we close it, the office close at 4:30.
No, Bola's here though till 5.
You just have to call.
Oh, yeah, just call Bola. Sorry, just give when you get closer to that date, just make contact with Bola. And then that way she can ensure that you can get into the office, because as as Councillor Hopper mentioned, our office is closed at 4:30, so. But
Okay.
there's still people in the building.
Yeah, he's available on the 26th from 9 to 11, so maybe Bola, that's better.
Sure. That sounds good.
That's good.
Thank you for your generous support.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. Bye.
Julie,
Okay, so that's good news. So well done by the council on that stuff. So moving along here, we're on rodeo invitation, just a letter, so more or less asking us to, thanks for the continued support.
I just want the council to, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then the parade route. So sorry, did I go 1 too far ahead? The Ag Day Parade, so I think that's already advertised. I don't think Bola's just giving us that for information.
Yes, RCMP, they've already approved that, so I just, and the highway too.
Yeah.
Because I would like council to know about it.
Yep, perfect. I'm sure for the 10 or 15 minutes that we have to slow traffic down, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Well, for some it might be, but not for most. Rodeo, bicycle rodeo, that reminds me the days when Councillor Hopper was teaching me how to ride a bike, but yeah, that's great. It's good to see that back. Not to age anybody or anything.
Sorry, I was speaking to Trevor Was the other day, told me a few hockey stories.
Oh, I know, I know. Let's move on here. So that's great. So moving down to 8.1. Public behavior loitering bylaw. So Councillor Commodore, would you want to speak to this?
I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it passes. I tried to get that in the first time I was on council, but apparently it was just like, nope, we can't do it, can't be enforced. But
So what,
this will give the town the ability to move people along and not say, well, I just think it needs to be done. There's too many citizens in our town feel unsafe walking around when there's people with bunches of 10 and 20 and 13 on a daily basis. The CSOs are doing a wonderful job, but they can be doing that 24 hours a day. So hopefully it goes through and our streets a little nicer.
any other comments from anybody?
Quick one or two.
Yeah.
First of all, I was hoping our manager would be here tonight, just for the input that he may be able to put in the CSO. They talked about this 20 years ago. Back then, it was a tool for the RCMP to use and never went anywhere. Reading, I noticed, I didn't see, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see any in the draft here about open liquor. Everything else is covered. But I don't see anything about consuming or having open liquor, which is probably more frequent than not. So if they want to check if I missed it, fine, but if it's not something like that, it should be put in there.
Isn't, I would just maybe, Councillor Manage, it's already against the law. So
It's a criminal code violation, so that would be enforceable through that.
Yeah.
So it would be redundant to add it to the bylaw, but I agree.
Mhm.
Cover it,
Wouldn't hurt,
right,
yeah.
cover it.
Put it in,
But
but
yeah.
they can't say it's not in there. And then the other thing, I just reiterate what I've said before, for our CSOs, when they're out on the street and they find somebody intoxicated or find somebody open liquor, instead of giving them a ride back to Oscar's place, you give them a ride to the lockup in town here, especially if they're intoxicated. And again, as I said before, they keep doing it, they keep picking them up. Pretty soon they're gonna go somewhere else. They're not gonna be sitting down in front of the TD Bank passing around a bottle. If you know, one of them's gonna end up losing they might enjoy it in the wintertime, but in the summertime, I'm sure they're all gonna spend the night in the lockup. And again, further to that, talk about Oscar's place, when that was envisioned, there was supposed to be lots of wraparound services that were supposed to be put in with that. That has never come to be as the way it was explained that it was going to be. So that's another issue I think down the road, the council's gonna have to put some pressure on the proper people to get that to happen.
Well, and just on top of that, I know our CSWB coordinator Alexis is in the room, but you know, we do that constantly, right? We've been doing that well, I know in the 4 years that I've been around, you know, every opportunity we talk to Minister of Housing, Minister of Health, the Premier, you know, we talk about the services that are missing within our community and to support the people that need the support. I believe that the community safety well-being plan identifies those gaps as well. And was with Alexis now doing the great work that she's already started is to really start trying to get even more traction coming at it from a different angle, right? Because we're approaching this as a community, as a political front, but then we were also given funding to create these plans and we're signing off. And now if we come at it as a membership community way where Alexis has all these partners, I think it just can't, we just can't take our foot off the gas on that. I think, you know, when it comes to that Oscar's place, you know, there's needs, but that can't be the solution alone, like you said, there needs to be more. And I think, you know, Alexis is, you know, in the future, she'll probably give you more updates on those type of things.
So it's all up to you.
Yeah, just passing the baton.
I think we have to remember, the citizens are not necessarily homeless, they're
No.
transients.
No, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And not everybody has struggles either. Some people choose that, so. Okay, so that's good. So what would you guys like to do with that? Do you want to bring a resolution? Oops, sorry.
No, it's okay. Just a couple of comments I had on it. Under the Schedule A, I would like to see an increase for, public fighting and, weapons and noxious substances. Not to downplay harassment or anything, I just don't understand why harassment's the largest fine. When you got public fighting on their weapons, that sort of stuff to me that.
Want to just put it all at 500?
Well, I'm okay with different amounts, it's just, I mean, I quite understand why that one, and there was another that was 500 as well, but those were picked to be about things which people tend to complain about the most is like public fighting and that kind of belligerent behavior.
I believe that this schedule was just pulled out of another,
From another
yeah,
community.
that's why. So yeah, so we can make it whatever we want.
It's a draft sent back for fine tuning and have the manager of CSO just to
Present it.
his crew to have a look at and see if there's something missing or something that might help them more.
The other question I had was around the definition of noxious substances. So I'm just curious if that would be taken to include cigarette smoke.
Not sure. Doesn't say that in there.
No, it doesn't say it, but it doesn't really take it out either.
Well, I think it's identified, if it would have been my thinking is that if it would have said and others, then I would say it's.
Well, it says it's substances that are capable of harming, injuring, or irritating a person. So I mean, like that would be, and the reason I ask is then, like, I don't know, I meant to ask this with Bola today, but I didn't. So maybe Bola can answer now. Do we have something prohibiting smoking on public sidewalks? Because this could open that up.
We don't.
I think just with the way it's categorized, being 5.5, it's defined as weapons. You're talking about bear sprays, maces, those kinds of things, I think is what the intention is. I think we get into a lot of civil discourse if you start saying you can't smoke in certain areas in a public setting.
There is communities that's not allowed to.
I was at a park, I took a picture of the sign and there was no vaping or smoking in that, in the park.
Good place to have it too, like, that notice.
So maybe that's something else you could bring back for Councillor Allen is. If we include, you know, I know secondhand smoke has legislation around doorways and stuff and the rules around that. But if we want to make it in just a general, I guess, be hard to manage, but it's.
How do you collect it?
Okay.
How do you collect these fines from the people that I see in the uptown area, in the back lanes and walking the streets? And the ones that are sharing walls? They're deemed and call themselves homeless. They don't have an income. How do you enforce $250 penalty on an individual that you catch drinking with open liquor or urinating in a public place for $300? Like, I see it all the time.
When it goes to court, that'll be up to the judge. And it'll be levied to pay the fine, or if not paid within so many days, incarceration for a period of time. That's, they're not gonna wanna do that, but it's about community safety, so, that's not our issue. Our issue is put the bylaw in place, the fine structure, and let the courts, if it goes to court, let the courts deal with it.
It's also more people than, just the transient population that this applies to as well. It's for everybody.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
And it should be noted too, like under section 6 offices or offenses and penalties, there's a section 2 which says instead of the ticket process, a prosecution for offense may be commenced by laying information before justice. So there is opening to go to the court with it.
Okay, so I guess the next step would be to get some feedback from the CSO department and the manager and if that, and get their sort of alignment, and if that's good, then bring it forward as a bylaw and pass it as a new bylaw of the town of Vaughan. Make sense?
Yes.
Everybody okay with that?
The people will be thankful.
You okay with that, Councillor? Well, you good, Councillor Manager? Everybody else is good? Okay. All right, payrolls and accounts. Resolution 931.
Resolution number 2026-128, moved by Councillor Knapp, second by Councillor Commodore. Resolved that council authorize the following accounts. Period number 15 and 16 in the amount of $337,092.75. General checks number 33522 to 33569 in the amount of $157,014.35. EFTs in the amount of $864,205.84.
Sure. Any comments, sure?
Well, we're just gonna pick two of them. The one for City of Brandon, is that 29,000, for 9/11?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one was the urban restoration. What was that?
I haven't even looked at these because I was thinking today, let me just.
This is 41 pages.
Oh, was that? I didn't even.
Urban restoration.
Detailed check.
How about restoration?
Is that the life?
Oh, right here.
Yeah, I think that's it should be for.
Graffiti removal program. We got a grant for that.
Okay, thank you.
That's just the purchase equipment.
Okay.
Any other ones? Also, yeah, sure. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed, none, carried. Hey, culture days.
Resolution, excuse me, number 2026-129, moved by myself, second by Councillor Allen. Resolve the council authorize mayor to sign the attached proclamation declaring the period of September 18th through October 3rd as Culture Days in Town of Paw of 2026.
Another great group of volunteers putting on another great program for our community. Anybody have any issues with this? I'm seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed, none, carried. Closure resolution for barbecue, August 26th.
Resolution number 2026-130, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Forrester. Resolve that council approve the temporary closure of municipal facilities on August 26, 2026 from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. to host our annual staff barbecue.
Any comments, concerns?
No, well deserved.
Call the question, all in favor? Opposed, carried.
How many guys in council to come?
Okay. Where are we at? Yeah, June financials. Somebody should have a resolution for that.
Resolution number 2026-131, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Commodore. We resolve the council accept the financial statements for the period ending June 2026 as prepared and submitted by Bell Armstrong, Controller.
Any comments with the financials?
Yeah. Mentioned last time, when we get this report, I would have preferred if our CFO would be either online to answer any questions, rather than having Bola to answer them. I'm sure you can, but I have a few questions and the Laura's not here, but under the current assets, this, the question is,
Which sheet?
balance sheet,
Okay,
taxes on roll, that, is that, like we're compared to last year?
what the year's not, just still ongoing.
Yeah, no, but year to date, both, there's a big, huge difference. What is the taxes on roll? Is that taxes that, haven't been paid yet? Like it's an asset? That was just for clarification. Then down below,
Well, I think that would be the taxes that have been paid so far
just the.
for the 2026. Because it's a current asset
So it's $1 million less.
right now.
Yeah, so I just wondering if that's what it is. Assuming that's what it is.
A lot of people will pay by the end, and they give us the end of the month.
And the deferred revenue under current assets. I'm looking at that. Where are we here? Again, we're up quite a bit now. Just want an explanation as to what that is exactly, just to understand it. Under general income statement. Internal fines, this year we're around 7,000, last year we're at 13. What is internal fines? Is that fines that our bylaw officers or CSOs are handing out, or what is that? And is that something for down $5,000? Not a big amount, but RCMP fines are down 5,000.
It's always,
Down.
yeah. It's about speeding tickets and stuff.
I think with internal funds, are we up to 5,000?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're up to 5,300.
Because if you look at the percentage of usage,
Okay, like I say, I just,
Mhm.
if there was more questions or something.
Yeah.
If our CFO was here, she could answer them. Again, they're not,
Mhm.
I'm not questioning any of the information, just
understanding.
understand now. Okay. That's it, thanks.
Any other questions from anybody?
Well, just one other one, fire department wages are quite a bit down.
Last calls. Compared to budget or compared to,
Compared to last year.
compared to last year, the calls.
The weather has been preferred this year
Pardon?
for fire departments, right?
It's all the wildfire stuff,
Yeah.
right? And that
That's
accounted
like-
for $250,000 worth of their.
Yeah.
Income last year.
Fires are down too.
That's no doubt, I'm just wondering why the actual fire department wages were down, but it would be, we can do that.
No, it is, you're talking there. So there's wages and benefits and volunteer wages, which one?
Volunteer
Yeah, that's this strictly calls. Call volume,
calls are down.
yeah.
Okay. All good. Okay, thank you.
Okay, seeing no further questions, call the question, all in favor, opposed, not carried. Well, to boards. Museum board,
We haven't had a meeting, but, the gentlemen are being kept quite busy with day camp. Kids are enjoying that and they're doing walking tours.
How's the fence design coming?
I don't know if there's things coming up on that one yet. Haven't had a meeting, so. They've got the design, but I don't know. They're what quite. How much it's gonna be. Might be on the first meeting.
Chairman,
Unfortunately, I forgot my notepad. We did take a lot of notes. It was a likely meeting that night. We did have Alexis join us as well as the CSOs. So we had a impromptu conversation. It was very good. But I don't have all my notes from the meeting, which I'd like to share at the next council meeting,
no worries.
just to make sure it's complete.
Perfect. CDC is no meeting since our last one, they're planning a meeting sometime in August here. Hasn't been arranged yet. Jackie's been covering off a lot of the hot spots and, but other than that, business as usual. Destination marketing, Cedar Lake.
We met, we had a regular meeting and we also held our AGM. And Sandra Shapiro, our economic development officer, has decided that she is going to tender her resignation. She'll be moving away from the community October 1st. Sandra has sat on multiple boards in Town of the Paw, and we thank her for her volunteer work that she has did, and we wish her well.
Good. Recycling board, unfortunately, we haven't had a quorum for the last couple of meetings, which has been super disappointing, and we try to get that area, but despite that, we're progressing very well. Milan called me today. Sounds like he's got plans for curbside pickup starting middle of August. The amount of cleanup and stuff that they've sent out, like 6,000 or 8,000 fluorescent tubes, old paint cans that were just piled up. So he's done a great job, and I would encourage anybody, if you get an opportunity to go out and see that team there, they're doing well.
I stopped by there the other day, and it's a different place.
Very
clean.
Yeah.
So, more to come on that, but, he did mention to me they're targeting, the middle of this month to start curbside. He told me on it might even just been this morning when he called me. He said they were just mapping out day 5 to get the best route there, and which is nice is that Milan and his team there have really documented the process, and so that everything's structured as, so when things change, that they'll all be organized in files, and so that's great. But again, we haven't had an actual quorum for the last 2 or 3 meetings. I've reached out to the partners directly, to the leadership of those groups, and see where it goes. Library board.
We have a meeting coming up on Thursday. Speaking of Sandra Shapiro, she is the sitting chair, so I assume there'll be some discussion about that on Thursday.
KST.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Any other comments, any other reports from council? No. Capital project summary. Any comments, outbursts, concerns with that? I don't like all the red stuff, but lots of 5%ers in there. But it's nice to see things going, but we got a lot of things in the play and in the works. Nice to see some of his paving crews are starting now.
Is it not possible to get a few more tentative end dates added into this? There's quite a number of projects, there's only 2 end dates on here.
I take it as that it hasn't even been started, so even though it says it started.
And some of them are 100%, they're apparently completed and none of us set end date, so.
To be honest, it was just the purchase, that valve turn, but that's a good point. We can clean that up, make it clear. That's good. No questions? Management report, any questions? Anybody?
Just to, fire department, just noticed 2 things there. The CCAM, has that been, should be completed in July? You don't pick up the CCAM?
I have to check.
His other report, the other report says he's looking at prices yet. In his main body of the report, he said he's still getting prices.
Still looking for a price for sprinklers too?
Yep.
Okay, and then to go back, CSOs, are we still looking for the, what are the blocks here for Tires, boots. Boots. Council manager mentioned that, I think, in May. Or earlier. Yeah, but yeah. It's been a while. Just wondering if those have been ordered. And as part of the management report, is that, or is that, my, just died. We were coming to that, the, sale of, surplus equipment that's coming up. Yeah. Okay. Got a quick question from the there.
So we've done the capital report, we've done the management report. Is there any comments or other questions with either of those reports before we move on? Okay, moving along, citizens period. We don't have anybody here, committee of the whole.
First off, that we know, move ourselves into the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy in the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention.
All right, moving down, Manitoba Urban Reserve Project. You want to give us an update on what that is, Paul?
They just want us to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I received this when I came back and, I will believe this has to come to council.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna participate for sure, so that's just it. So, yeah, whatever engagement is, I would just say that our council is interested in participating in the program. Okay, so that's good for information only. Community safety well-being campaign. Big hard stop on this one.
So this is from
Come on up.
CSWB.
You wanna come and talk about it? Seeing that you hung around and waited to talk to us, we're not gonna.
I looked at this, I'm like, both of mine are right at the very end.
I know, that's what we do that on purpose, actually, so you feel the pain, enjoy the conversation.
Just remember the words flex time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're talking about, why don't we just give us an update on what you're sort of looking for, what the benefits were, and how much cash you're looking for?
So this is kind of in hopes of fostering the healthy, more connected and inclusive community through recreation and wellness initiatives. So this could be explored to increase community engagement, the physical activity of our community, and the accessibility to outdoor recreation opportunities in the PAW. So the initiatives that I've kind of come up with so far are designed to be low or barrier-free, family-friendly, and accessible to residents of all ages and abilities while maximizing the use of existing community spaces and resources. Within the issue sheet, I did ask for kind of an allotment of budget. At this time, with what I have kind of proposed for the month of August, there's not really financial cost at this time, but just as initiatives grow and things like that. So the overarching objective is to create opportunities for residents to connect with one another, improve physical and mental well-being, and strengthen community pride through regular recreation programming by encouraging healthy lifestyles and increased use of local parks, trails, and recreation facilities. These initiatives can help build a stronger sense of belonging while promoting safety, inclusion, and community wellness. So some of the proposed initiatives that I have so far are a morning movement, walking and run club. So a community walking and running group utilizing the track behind the arena and then the local bike path. Open to all fitness levels, encouraging residents to incorporate physical activity into their daily routines. And it also provides opportunities for social connection and lifestyle promotion. Family Fridays is another one that I have come up with. So that is weekly family focused recreation evenings held in local parks and public spaces. So activities could include guided walks, outdoor games, scavenger hunts, and community gatherings. This creates opportunities for families to spend quality time outdoors while fostering stronger senses of community connection. And I'm using kind of these campaigns also in conjunction to support positive engagement between residents and the community safety officers through informal participation and community presence, also adding to that safety element while people are enjoying time out in our community. And then building off of that, There's also room to do community recreation nights. I haven't had the opportunity yet to sit down with Kelsey and discuss a little bit more what that would look like. But that could be things like regular drop-in opportunities based on whatever interests might exist in the community, such as soccer, football, cricket, pickleball, lawn games, other group activities designed to kind of remove the barriers to participation and encourage residents to try new sports and recreational activities. As our community is becoming more diverse, we want to expose people to things that maybe they never had the opportunity to. And then also creates opportunity for intergenerational participation and community building. You guys want me to keep going?
No, this is all great stuff. I don't think that you're gonna get much pushback from council on doing that. I guess the only question we have is where we get the money.
So there's 4,500 already.
In the budget already? Oh, okay, yeah. then-
Yeah.
Sorry, I misread that. I actually thought that there was no money in the budget.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
the budget.
supplies.
Okay, no.
We also have that movie
Yes,
Canada Day that
It'd be great to
could be
do
part
that.
of this as well. Yeah.
I actually was kind of thinking that maybe that's something that we could do kind of as an end of summer activity.
September long weekend.
Yeah,
I think so too.
and it could be just a really nice family event, maybe get, because we're gonna have obviously hockey, things like that are gonna be starting back up. Maybe we'll be able to have the canteen going. And then have kind of one last hurrah for families before our kids are back in school. But thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no worries. There's a timeline, I think, on that. Was it 2 months or no?
I'm not sure,
I
but
don't remember.
I think
to check with
I'll have
Yeah,
to check
yeah,
with
we'll have
Sam,
to
because
double
I
check how
know,
long we have it for.
Councilor Hopper.
yeah, I can't remember.
You say we, who's gonna have to do this?
So far it is, Mike, myself and Kelsey that have kind of,
Okay.
I'll be the lead on a good chunk,
No, this is
but
good.
then have support, yeah, from Mike and from Kelsey.
That sounds really good.
And then also we have I have developed a transition plan for the winter months because obviously a lot of the things that I listed are very summer, fall focused.
We have skates, we have snowshoes, we have lots of outdoor rink.
Yeah.
So, no, that's great. No, 100% support.
Thank you.
I don't think there's anything needed for us unless we need a resolution next council meeting, BOA, then just bring a resolution to allow the spending. And my apologies, when I read that quickly, I thought they were looking for the money.
The only thing we do need is to get going on that track and that, because that'll help really
Yeah,
kick your project off with having pickleball courts done, having the track done.
starting
People will be excited to be out there,
August 17th, I heard.
but that's, again, when will completion? So let's hope we get some nice
Yeah.
weather, and our calendar has definitely shifted. We've had some nice falls, but that'll definitely help your program.
Yeah, no, I agree, I agree.
How do you let the public know?
So I have developed kind of some tentative posters, advertisements, that sort of thing already. So I'm thinking of utilizing Facebook, doing a radio spot on an interview. I had spoke with Laura. There's also the possibility of doing the mailbox flyers to hit different demographics. But yeah, radio, our website, Facebook, doing the flyers, and then just posters and advertisements within
Word of
the
mouth.
community and share it with the schools as well.
Councilor Hopper.
No, I just, when Kelsey, when you're done, I wanted to just mention that the next item there, 14.3.2 should be in camera.
Oh, okay.
Because it involves possible land transfer.
Oh, okay.
So, sorry.
Oh,
Okay, well done, Alexis. Keep the momentum going, and if you, I think, like you said, I believe you have council's full support, so if there's anything you needed. Perfect, so we're gonna skip 14.3 and just move to approval of the reserve for the auction items.
I had a question about that. How did the town end up with goose decoys?
No idea. I was wondering how we got a fishing boat,
Yeah,
but
it seems, and I'm not who's putting the prices on, but some of the prices seem a little high, some seem a little low, as reserve bids, but I'll leave that up to management.
yeah,
It does say in the background that, administration identified a number of assets that are not required along with property acquired in satisfaction of debt. So maybe that's where they came from.
Somebody paid their parking fines, goose decoys.
of course, Spurs just walked away from
And
it.
I know there's a fair amount of equipment, larger equipment in the town garage. storage area back there. I don't know if that Walter's fire truck is still in there or whatever, but there seems to be other things along with the bicycles that you've noted. Are those items to get rid of those out of there? They went for auction too, okay?
Yeah, that those equipment, I think I heard you guys talk about some of the random items that are from.
Added into this auction, they would like to see that as well. Community safety officer vehicle uplifting.
This issue sheet is coming from Alexis.
Yes.
Yes. So, I would like you to give some background information.
You're gonna stay, son?
I just want to see if
Oh, thanks.
So the town had acquired the two vehicles to support the community safety officer operations. So prior to the second vehicle being able to fully be deployed, the vehicle requires a complete operational upfit. So that includes emergency lighting, safety and response equipment, occupant transport, protection features, and all required exterior identification markings and badging. At present, the vehicle does not have the complete identification and badging. This is necessary to clearly identify it as a community safety officer vehicle. Right now, operating without these required markings can result in non-compliance with the Department of Transportation and Public Safety vehicle identification requirements.
Alexis, can't we just put stickers on the doors and identify it as a police vehicle as one thing to get rid of that regulation concern?
That's one of my potential options. But yes, that could help temporarily.
And then I'm not sure if there's that funding in the budget this year to deal with this, other than the reserve. And like, is it something that you would draw your reserve down on?
And we only have 2 safety officers right now who need to work as a team. So there's a vehicle for that already.
I agree it needs to be the proper servicing, but I just don't know the timing on it, that's all.
So with this part of the funding, I was going to look into, well, I'm asking, I guess, for council support, a support letter for the Community Futures Cedar Lake Region Investing in Our Futures program. So the grant amount would be $2,500. And then should the grant be approved, if we were to do a total upfit, the contribution would be $12,688.36. As far as if we were to look just into badging, I would have to just reach out and get new quotes, as the quotes that I did receive from the 3 suppliers were for complete outfitting of the vehicle.
I'm kind of torn on it. I agree that if we're gonna be using this vehicle and bringing in a potential new bylaw that's gonna enforce more of our rules, then the vehicle may be needed. Although we do only have technically 2 CSOs, the manager role could be utilized to put someone in the back if we are gonna be doing any of those kinds of things, like enforcement and dragging off. So they do need to be secure and safe. And if we put it off until next year, the next council, the price is only gonna go up by 25%. If it's gonna be needed no matter what to make the vehicle fully operational, I say we find the money and get it done.
Yep.
Because next year the question is gonna be $22,000.
It's gonna be upgraded and get it done with machinery.
But I still don't want a siren. CSOs don't need sirens.
So it sounds like Alexis, there's support to just do the whole thing and just go forward with it. I do have one question though about the other vehicle. Does anybody know why the bumper is smashed on?
It had gotten into an accident.
With another vehicle smashed into it? So-
No, pardon?
We'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't with another vehicle. I think I don't know.
Yeah, well, and again, this is
Like a-
the broken window theory that Councilor Manager just talked about. I would hate to see this brand new vehicle that we've invested in driving around town with a buckle.
But if we go park it next to the vehicles in front of the arena, it'll look like a super.
Different maintenance cars, they don't get that. They'll get it when the bumpers are falling off, then it'll be their vehicle.
different.
Yeah, different.
But no, I really appreciate that because, as Councillor Manager pointed out, very, very frequently, while our CSOs are out, the CSO manager is pulled to go and do some enforcement or transports during business hours, so being able to completely outfit the vehicle, it would really help. Then we're in violation of the Department of Transportation, and we're actually able to safely transport.
He's doing that on his own with nobody else in the vehicle? I'm just trying to clarify.
Not transporting people, but he'll get called to do bylaws or things.
It'd be an assistance to what's
Yeah.
happening, like if there was an event, if it was needing 3 guys need to be all the way,
Yeah.
then he could come and be an extra transport in that case.
Yeah.
But again,
But they're very limited on the capability of what they're able to do without the vehicle being properly.
and as much as you don't want to spend $15,000 or $16,000 for a backup vehicle, in the event that something was to happen on one, at least they don't have to stop their operations, they can continue with the other vehicle.
Like when we have to repair this one.
And then, so we're gonna add back to the accident or non-accident, or something like that, when the fire department had an accident, when the sewer went in the ditch, we got a report of the accident, no injuries, blah, 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 something like that. We should get rid of that as well, because somebody asked, I had no idea that, how bad the damage is, was Autopac paying for it, was there deductible or?
And yeah, I can't speak to it. I know that it had happened when our CAO was away and the CFO was informed, was all that I.
Okay,
Yeah.
just information.
Yeah, so there should be a report that was completed.
Then you're gonna want one from the RRU too, I think that's been in 6 accidents.
Oh, yeah.
The reserve does have a healthy
Support.
Fordham.
Okay, anything else on that? So thanks for your time tonight, Alexis. We don't have anything else on the agenda other than the stuff that's gotta go to in camera. So, thank you to everybody, for tuning in tonight, and we appreciate all the hard work of all your volunteers in our community that we recognize tonight. And, we'll see you soon.
This all shall be done with response into the camera portion of committee of the full with Mayor Murphy and the chair. That's matters to bring on your attention.
Yeah, we'll take a quick, bathroom break if anybody needs to use the washrooms.
No, we'll talk quickly if we.
Yeah. We'll be done in a quarter or two.